Hi and a warm welcome to all my lovely audience on IC Tales today. My name is Hiba and I am your host for this wonderful session. Today we're going to be having conversations on food, flavor, culture, cuisine and everything in between because we have with us the renowned master chef Avinash Patnaik. So welcome sir. Sir is a food consultant. He's been a part of MasterChef India 2023 in the part of the top 12. He's a food researcher, recipe curator and whatnot. His profile goes long and long and we're going to be having discussions on that in this interview. So, welcome, sir. How are you, and how does it feel to be here?
Thank you for the warm welcome and the introduction. And I'm doing good. Hope you are doing good as well.
Yes.
And we're looking forward for this interview with you and to talk and share things what you would like to know about me or
Yeah.
about my journey.
Yes, I'm very excited to know your entire journey as a whole. So, without holding up further, I'm going to start by asking the questions because let's get this started. Tell me, why did you choose to go into this field of being a chef? Why did you pursue in this field of food in particular?
I can't say that I pursued it as a career in general, but if you see my background, it's very technical. I come from a scientific background. I am not someone who has a culinary background in general.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm doing my PhD. I was working as a government officer, as agriculture officer in government of Odisha for 6 years,
Yep.
and now I'm doing my PhD in agriculture. So it was never a plan that I would be going for a show to where people go have a dream to be a chef tag before their name that gets added to it. But yeah, for me, food was always about what you can say. It's a survival, like cooking is survivability skill,
Yep.
and food is something we all cannot avoid. We need to
Correct.
eat to survive,
Yes.
right? For maybe for our earning or maybe for our hunger, whatever you can say. So, like as a kid, my father was in defense services, so we were traveling across India, and I got an exposure of different kind of food at very early stage of my life. Uh, so that's how I got introduced to food, and I started writing, documenting about food because
Right.
Odia food is not that well documented, or like now because of Instagram and social media, people are knowing about it. They get
Right.
confused with Bengali food and all. So I thought I need to document it somewhere. So the journey started like that. I started writing about it, curating these recipes, lost recipes, and yeah, so it all started with that.
Yes, and very interesting journey because, like you said, you're doing what you like doing. So great job on pursuing this entire field. One very interesting question that I was waiting to ask you was this question on MasterChef India. So you were a part of the top 12, so I'm sure the experience would have been like above the entire world. So tell us your experience being a part of the top 12 of MasterChef India 2023.
It was a like as I said, a lot of people wanted to be there in MasterChef India, and I never planned to be there, or I did thought of okay, I'll audition someday, I will be there. So it
Yep.
was never on my cards or on my plans. So what happened is the this year when I a lot of people pushed me. They know that I keep on.
Yep.
Documenting food associated with food. So they said me, why don't you audition? Why don't you go
Mhm.
there? So it's just like that. It happened, and the journey went a long way.
Yep.
I had audition in Bhubaneswar, then we had audition in Kolkata, which the mega audition, which was seen in television. But it was a very different experience, and I was feeling good about it because there are so many contestants, thousands of people coming on. Like they have a vision or dream to be there, and so I try to be more honest to my work, and eventually thing happened. I was lucky to meet so many people from different states and different kind of cuisine I got an exposure to. Along with that, some of the chefs who are always we see as celebrity chef on television or somewhere in the page three. I never dreamt of like that. Okay, I'll be meeting them someday. I wanted to meet them, but
Right.
I never thought that it will happen like this. That so yeah, it was a very, and I was so glad that I was able to cook food for the Michelin star chef. They
Right.
tasted my food, and they appreciated it so well, and my journey. So having being them as your mentor is nothing but a blessing. So it was an incredible journey where I met so many different people, a different kind of exposure where you usually cook for your space. As a home chef, you cook for your family,
Yeah.
you cook for your friends. It was first time for an hour you have to ideate something, cook something, plate it, bring it on, and be the part of the game. So that was a different experience, very which in general days you will not be doing that. So
Yes.
yeah, once in lifetime experience it was.
And more than that, being one among thousands of people who auditioned itself is such a big deal. So, from our entire team, a big congratulations to you for making it there.
Thank you,
Great
thank
job, and we hope you
you.
reach more heights. We'll move on to our next question again about food. So, where do you think the current food industry stands in today's world?
I think somewhere there is some confusion in food industry. I would say where COVID hit it in 2019-20,
Yep.
we became more conscious about our choices of food, what we want to.
Yes.
But at the same point of time, there is a generation of reels and trends where it is good to adapt. I feel it's good to adapt different culture, good to
Mhm.
get exposed to different kind of food culture. But at the same point of time, I believe we should be feeding ourselves with our native food, what our ancestors have been eating for a change, for an exposure, eating a food of different cuisine or different places good,
Yep.
but changing your complete lifestyle with a different kind of food which doesn't belong to your native, not
Right.
only hampers your health, but also the environment
Right.
because we are growing something which is not from our climate. So
Yes.
they're all interrelated. So there is a confusion of the generation. Okay, we want to eat healthy. At same point of time, we want to go towards those funky food. So I believe there is a confusion which we need to individually we need to figure it out and make a path for us. And in terms of food industry, also I feel there is a mad race somewhere of commercialization.
Right.
Everyone want to be the one best one to be in the game,
Right.
but somewhere there is a compromise of certain basic rules and things that need to be followed. That's what my personal opinion. I
Yes.
feel so.
Thank you very much for sharing your opinion on that question. We move on to our next question. So, being a home chef yourself, what advice do you have for upcoming home chefs in India?
I feel explore it. As I said, you need to know your roots. I think we come from a country where we have so many different kind of cuisine, be it tribal cuisine, be it like different kind of hyper local cuisine we
Right.
have, which is culturally so diverse and interrelated. So
Yeah.
it's need to understand first your roots, where you come from, what kind of food we have been, what our ancestors have been eating. At the same point of time you need to experiment, know
Mhm.
not only food from your place but food from
Yeah.
all over India. You need to explore, travel, eat, learn as much as you can,
Yep.
then see the world cuisine, like how world cuisine has evolved, how they're interrelated. So that's what I said. You will enjoy the process of not only the cooking, but also you will learn a lot in this process of knowing the food. So learn as much as you can. No matter if you want to go into hospitality sector, prepare yourself, write examinations for different hospitality colleges that are there, and learn by that way. Otherwise, self learning is the best process you can learn things.
Yes. learning never stops, and your answer did perfect justice to that saying. Thank you very much for answering that question. So, being in this industry for a very long time, I'm sure you have some future goals and some future plans. So, if you can share some with us, what would they be and how do you plan on achieving them?
So basically, I love to document things like about hyper local food, ingredients, edible flowers that is not known to a lot of people are local flowers, which are could not only for the ornamental purpose but could be have an edible use as well.
Right.
So that I want to document in form of a book where people can go through those stories. Even
Oh,
these plants have beautiful mythological stories associated with them, how they got their name, how they got into this culinary thing. So based on that, I would love to, because I do my food styling and photography, use these pictures, visualistic
right.
representation of these beautiful flowers along with the dishes that will be also plated along with that. So the recipe along with the stories that in the form of a book, I want to document it. That's another plan. And another thing that I would love to do is to have a home cafe
Oh,
where I don't want to do a lot of commercial thing to open a restaurant and all. A place from where I can handle things
yeah,
on my own, where the quality of food will be more important,
yeah.
like a homely feeling you would get, a comfort you can get, that kind of atmosphere where I can host very few people, like 5 to 6 people
Yep.
on a day, not like that, like bulk of noise and a lot of people around you. So that is one long-term goal I want to have, uh, like a book and a home cafe. Yeah.
I like how you're being honest and you were like, I don't want to go commercial and open a restaurant. So great job for all the honesty that you're showing on this interview. We'll move on to our last question, very interesting question, and you can just be as open as possible. So being a home chef, you would have prepared so many dishes. So if you have to pick out one, just your favorite dish that you have in mind, tell us what that is and why do you like it?
It's very difficult to choose one dish as a home chef or as a person who loves food. I've been traveling across the country and the world and been trying out different food.
Yep.
Um, One food, if I have to pick, would be a food called dalma. That's
Oh,
a comforting food, what in Odisha we eat. Like that is associated with every household of Odisha. So there are different versions of
yeah.
those food or dalma is there. Like it comes, it's a temple food that comes from Lord Jagannath temple, and then it has become a household food where people make their own different version, make onion garlic version also. But in temple, it is a very restricted food where only specific vegetables and spices
Oh,
would be used. Only the indigenous and local vegetables will be used in it. No foreign vegetables, not also potato or
right.
anything. But that's dalma is one of my favorite food, I would say. As it has come to different household, we have non-veg version of
Oh,
dalma. We have complete simple versions, some masala versions. So it's a very versatile food and
yeah.
very comforting, rich in protein and vitamins.
Yes.
So yeah, dalma.
That is your favorite food. And one thing I also noticed since the beginning of the interview, you were stressing on how we have to go back to our roots and cherish our traditional food. And you finished off the interview also by a traditional food of your own state. So I want to point that out because shows how deeply connected you are to your roots. So with that being said, we've now come to the end of this interview. Thank you so much for your time. So I think we had a great 30-minute session where I learned a lot from you. So thank you so much for doing this with us, and I hope we connect in future.
Thank you. My pleasure for having me there and to interact with me. So thank
Thank
you.
you for
Thanks a
taking.
lot.
Bye.